Coming up this month, we have a new GPT Store and it's full of apps. Microsoft Copilot can now write us songs with great lyrics, and Elon Musk has released the Tesla humanoid robot, and it's very cool. I'm Adam Cogan, let's get into it. G'day team, Adam Cogan here, and let's get into the SSW Tech News. Now, what's the big news this month? And that is we have a GPT Store. Now, let's talk about what is a GPT Store. Well, first of all, if you were to be asked this in a couple months' time, you won't be able to avoid it. Every company in the world will probably have a GPT Store introducing their products. Why? They're so simple. Click over here on the right, the Create button, and you basically just put in a prompt here. If we go to Configure, in Configure, you give it a name, you give it a description, and you put your prompt, what it should do. And you can make your app smarter by uploading files of a whole, to give it context. You can actually create actions. So if you have an API, you can give it a hook into that API and you are good to go. So that's how you create them, and once you create them, you will have them living on your left-hand side, so you'll see all these. Now, if you just look down here, you'll see lots of companies you'll be familiar with. See Canva, that's a cool Aussie company. They create banners and a whole lot of infographics you'll see on social media. Our marketing team uses this because doing things in Photoshop is hard work, and this is quick and easy. Now, Canva, they have one, I just tried it out, and I just said, I want a logo for my user group. It's about programming, C#, AI, Azure, Power Platform, etc. And it said, sure, here it is. So that's all I did, give me a logo. And it says, well, there's one example, there's another example, there's another, and you can keep working on this and iterating, with, I like that one, change the colors, etc. Then you click on this, and I don't use Canva personally, but there I've got a hook into the Canva application. I'm not logged in, I've actually never logged in. And there you go. That's the reason that everybody will use this, because as you just saw, I've now seen Canva now. Now, more likely, I might come to this and say, look, I want to make a website. So obviously I could go to WordPress, or I could quickly come here and see what it does. I click on programming. Where's the one to create websites? Well, we have this one, Designer GPT. That will create me a website. So what did I do? I gave it a command, create a tech startup homepage. So just create me a homepage. And it created this. There's your homepage. It has About Us, Services, Contact. I've got a page here with services, and you could run with that and start iterating on that. Let's just say I want another type of page. And what I did is I went back here and I said, could you add an executives page with the names Callum and Warwick as CEO and CTO? So it rewords it. It says, absolutely, I'll make an executives page featuring Callum as the CEO. See how it reordered that? Callum as the CEO and Warwick as the CTO. I'll get started here, and then it gives me the link. And what does it look like? It looks like this. It makes the page our leadership, meet the executives. So it's smart enough to fix that up. I didn't actually say make it called our leadership. And there's Callum. I'll have to make a better picture for Callum. And it's giving me some text and a figure. And Warwick, well, we could improve that picture. And we got this. Awesome. So that's a quick introduction to ChatGPT's apps. I think it's pretty cool. I'd love to know what you guys think. Throw a comment down there to tell us if it's good or bad, or what apps you'd use. I'd love to learn. Next piece of news, Midjourney. We love using Midjourney to create awesome images. In fact, we're using Midjourney more and more. You'll see images that we might have spent a fair bit of time in the past on our rules. They're just a Midjourney image now. One of the problems with Midjourney is you are going into this Discord UI. It's weird. It's got everybody else's images clobbering over what you're doing. It's really odd UI, but it works. But they have announced there's a website coming. How do you get the website? Well, let's have a look. If you have created more than 10,000 images, you can now use the alpha website. So that's how you become a beta tester. You make a whole lot of images, and obviously you'll give a lot of feedback, and the people that are using it the most will be the ones giving the feedback. It's quite a clever way of doing it. Also, why do you want to use the website? Well, you'll be using version 6, and so the images you'll be making will be better. So, super cool. Next piece of news. You can turn your text, just your ideas, into songs using Microsoft Copilot. I love this. When I was at high school, I was writing a lot of songs, but only the words, and I couldn't do the music. Well, now you could write the words and get the music done. They're partnering here with a company called Suno. Okay, they're a leader in AI technology for music creation. So you come down here and you do this. Now, it is incredibly easy. In fact, the guys in our office were joking around with it. And we have a rule that they make fun of. Do you use check by? So when we check our work, we're transparent. And experience like this where Yuli and Betty are together, basically if you get a second set of eyes on this, we just make it clear on the email with a line here, checked by Peter. Now, Wixie, he wrote a song very, very quickly, I hope. Do use check by. In the office world, don't go solo. Check by makes your message glow. For big lists, when your doubts arise, a second alert makes your emails wise. Now, let's hear it.
Down in the office world, don't go solo. Check by X at these makes your message glow. For big lists.
All right, so that gives you a bit of an idea. The chorus does get better, but I'm not sure you'll hear it on the radio anytime soon, but it could be a big hit, you never know. I'm sure it won't be long before we have a big hit. Next piece of news is Apple Watch got banned. This was huge. They make a lot of money from the Apple Watch. In fact, I have an Apple Watch. And why did it get banned? Well, there is the blood oxygen reader, which they got in trouble for. They appealed, and it looks like they got out of that, so it's all okay again. It did make me check that because I haven't seen it. I have a Chinese Mi Band. These are very cheap and quite good. And I have the Fitbit as well. They also have that. In fact, I could have a quick look to see what it tells me. On my Fitbit, if I look down, I can see my sleep and my activity and my steps. But I have health metrics here. And if I click on health metrics, I will know my breathing rate, which is 13 BPM. And my oxygen is 94%. And yes, my resting heart rate. So 94%, I can go to the other app, which is the Mi Band. And what does that have? Blood oxygen, 96. So I'm obviously healthier on the other app. And I don't get it on this one, probably because I need the new Apple Watch. Next piece of news. Adobe has dropped trying to buy Figma for 20 billion. EU and UK regulators said it would be bad for competition. That's kind of interesting. I'm glad that this hasn't happened. We're big users of Adobe here and big users of Figma. Prefer them to be kept separate. It was Adobe and Figma, they disagreed with the findings. Adobe will have to pay Figma a 1 billion termination fee. Well, that's good. That's a lot of money for a termination fee. But essentially they looked into it and it says there's going to be less choice for consumers, there's going to be higher prices. We've not just looked at current overlaps, but we've also looked to protect future competition, which is great to look ahead. I wish they had have done this when Facebook bought WhatsApp and Instagram. You know, I think they were just as bad to make these mega corporations. Next piece of news. All right, this is from a guy called Adam D'Angelo, and this is from Quora. I'd love to know if you guys read Quora or not. Now, this guy was on the board when the Sam Altman kerfuffle happened with OpenAI, and he's actually the only remaining one on that board. So, but he runs another company called Quora, and he said, look, we've just raised 75 million, and we're going to make our own AI chat platform, and it's called Poe. So, should be cool. I'd love to see what comes out of that. They have a lot of data, a lot of people writing articles on Quora. Second last piece of news. Microsoft and Oracle have announced that you can now have Oracle on Azure. I would love to know, like we do most of our work with SQL Server and Cosmos DB, and these days Postgres as well. But Oracle is huge. I'd love to know who actually really wants this service on Azure. So very cool. Now we like to end with a little bit of fun. This is our little bit of fun. There is a new bot in town. Let's check this out. All right, we have a robot. I'll just flick forward a little. What can the robot do? It's got hands, can walk. Okay, can do stuff. Oh, can pick up eggs. Look at that. Eggs are very delicate. Now, I would like this to be a live demo personally, because you don't know how many takes they did to make that work. But obviously it's going to get better and better. And now you have to think of tasks it can do. Very fun. And, oh, first comment. Is this a joke? Boston Dynamics have been doing backflips for years, and this thing can pick up an egg, basically. Yes. Oh, yes, this was fun. There's a robot here. In typical American style, they have to give the robot a gun. This is just to frighten everyone. And now it's shooting up the car, which is very strong. That's the Cybertruck, which is not coming to Australia, very sad. And it's got a robot inside. Now, I don't think this is done with real robots. I think this is a whole lot of CGI. But yes, very funny. Yes, not very funny, actually. Anyway, so that's our news. I hope you enjoyed it. We've got plenty of other news and lots of other videos on SSW TV. There's a ton of different videos in different categories. So hopefully you'll find something there of your liking. Look, we're always keen to learn, so if I missed any news, throw it down there in the comments. If you've got suggestions for next month's news, I'd love to hear from you. And I'll see you next time. This is Adam Cogan signing off for SSW TV.